Hello, lovies, and welcome to What Would That Mumsy Do? And this is your hostess with a mostess, Mother Tracy. Okay, so I feel like I want to get back to talking about different ways that we can make our 2020 year just fucking phenomenal, right? I don't want to start off my year saying new year, new me, right? I really don't. Ultimately, I feel like saying those things, like we forget like that actions are required to make things possible for us instead of just saying things and speaking things into existence. Like I totally am all for manifestation, but we also have to apply ourselves, right? I think that one of the biggest things that I know, like myself, that I am personally guilty of is that I will start 20 fucking different projects and I will not complete them, right? I feel like I let my creativity run wild. Oh my gosh, run wild. And I ultimately, when I get on these rampages, like I get so passionate about something and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And it gives me like another idea that links to another idea that links to another idea that links to another idea. So what I want to do and what I want, what I'm hoping that will be helpful for you guys is to figure out what we want, right? I feel like if we don't know exactly what we want, that's fine, right? It's fine to not know exactly what I'm going to be doing in 10 years, but it's also nice to write at least some sort of plan down, right? So, something that I feel like I want to definitely utilize more is writing down a 3, 6, and 9 month plan and then breaking it down to like a weekly plan so that it's more realistic for me. Because what happens is I write down 12 different plans and I have all these goals and all these aspirations and I'm like on this rampage of like doing all of these things, but in reality, I'm only starting all these things. I'm not putting all the necessary effort into one specific thing at a time to complete something. And like what really got me thinking about this was my Harlow Barlow. Like I was helping him with homework and he said to me, Mommy, I can only do one thing at a time. And I thought, that simple fact, that's true. We can only do one thing at a time. Yes, we can have 20 goals at once. Yes, we can start 20 billion things, but ultimately, unless we complete at least one of those things, our goals are not going to be met. So I was sitting down with Harlow Barlow and I thought, oh, okay, this is the gap. This is like where I am missing out on like, and I'm like self-sabotaging because I'm starting 200 fucking projects. But what do I have to show for it? What do I have that's like, oh, wait a minute, I've completed this, I've done this, I own this. This is something that makes me so proud, right? And then I started deeper thinking. I was like, how am I going to get there? Okay, so I can't just talk about my problems. I have to figure out some sort of solution because that's how my brain works. I feel like there are no problems. There are only solutions. There's only different ways to change your thinking process to figure out what the hell you need to do to get your personal goals done, right? We all have our own personal goals. We all have self-achievements. And I feel like to make it more realistic for ourselves so that we can feel like we're actually accomplishing things is to not only write down like our weekly goals, but a daily goal, okay? Like write down like 5 daily goals. So at least if you know that if you completed 2 of those daily goals, like, okay, awesome. Then that means I'm a little bit further towards this 3-month plan than every single day having no direction, okay? Because what happens is I'll write different things on my calendars and I'll write it out like, okay, by this date I need to accomplish this. But then I'm like, wait a minute. Well, what if I did every day prior? Like every day prior I had an opportunity. Every day prior I had 5 minutes. So if I had the same amount of time in every single day, why am I not utilizing moments? Why am I not doing the most right now? Okay, because I feel like everything is temporary. So this temporary grind time will only benefit me, okay? So stay with me here. I know I start going off, like just like I said, I'm guilty of doing 20 things at once. I'm also guilty of rambling to 20 different ideas at once. So it's because my mind is just going 100 miles per hour, and it's like I have so much to say, and I want you guys to fully understand and comprehend, like, okay, wait a minute. We are in so much more control than we allow ourselves to be. Like, we will ultimately, like, I know that sometimes I'll have this, like, 3-month goal, and say I didn't achieve that 3-month goal, right? I wanted this, I wanted it so bad, and I didn't achieve that goal. So, at the end of the 3 months, I'm discouraged. I'm disappointed in myself, okay? So, how can I fix that? So, this is how I'm going to fix that. Every single day, I'm going to make a personal goal. If I document each of those personal goals every single day, then okay, then I can start recognizing that I am actually achieving more than what it feels like at the end of 3 months when I'm like, fuck, I didn't get that ultimate goal yet. But wait a minute. Like, if I am documenting my achievements, I'm documenting my setbacks, and I'm doing it like day by day, like a little journal, then I can go back and be like, okay, bitch, hold up. See, get out of this rut, get out of this fucking black ass hole that you created for yourself, and this darkness that feels so fucking heavy due to lack of preparation. And it's like, I don't even like to admit that. I'm like, hold on, let me have like 28 excuses, because it's easier to have excuses as to why we don't accomplish things and talk about, you know, I had no time, I had this and that and the other thing. But if we had 1 minute to listen to this podcast, if we had 1 minute to go on Instagram, we had 1 minute to go on YouTube, then we had a minute to dedicate to ourselves. So that's why we need to start like being realistic with ourselves, and like being disciplined requires like being brutally honest with yourself. Because if you're not brutally honest with yourself, then you're never going to achieve exactly where you want to be. Like, you're never going to get there, okay? But I want you to focus every single day on some small personal goal. That's the whole point of this, is some small personal goal, okay? So that you can see your growth. You can see physically, like on paper, okay, you know what, I am still pushing, I'm still doing this, that, I am still, you know, I still got this many things done this week. So you can still see your progress and really feel less discouraged if for some reason you don't get everything completed that you initially wanted. And I feel like that will ultimately be so beneficial to our personal growth, because once we stop being so hard on ourselves and stop disappointing ourselves and stop making ourselves not even want to try because we're so fucking like hard-headed, like we're just like, you know, I don't even want to try that shit because, you know, I couldn't do it, and you know. So before we start negative self-talking, we need to literally take a breather, sit down, and figure out what one thing that we can do every single day that is going to benefit us, that is going to be dedicated to us and our, whether it's a long-term or a short-term goal, we are really applying ourselves in a way that we've never done before, because this time we are being more positive about it and being more positive with the process and being more patient with the process and patient with ourselves. Because once we lose our patience for ourselves, it's like the discouraging sense of that just fills us will be less heavy. It'll be every day will feel a little bit less heavy, because ultimately, like, when we're weighing ourselves down with all the crap, we forget to, like, wait a minute, like, we forget to pat ourselves on the back for all the small things that we are actually accomplishing. So I hope that this was helpful in our road to conquer 2020. Stay tuned for your next episode. It's coming soon, hopefully, darlings. Hopefully, because, you know, life happens, and life happens to me. But thank you guys so much for all your consistent support and just listening. Peace up, A-Town down. Love you guys.